Turf, turf, 101. 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 Turf.
What's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Turfn Talks podcast, man. Before I say anything, I got to say this. Follow us on Instagram at TURFN_101. That's Turfn101. Like, share, comment, all that. Subscribe to YouTube. Same thing. It's TURFN_101. Right? And we got a special guest, from a whole nother culture we ain't tapped into yet. Let me get him in here real quick. Let me give him a good intro. Let me get the music going. We got E Solo, E Solo, E Solo, E Solo. I had to bring you in, bro. I had to bring you in right.
That was
First off, let me say
I love
this.
the track.
I love the chants that y'all do. We gonna get into that. Why everybody has a special one, but we'll get into that. So first off, we got E Solo, y'all. Light Feet, man, is one of the legends. He's been dancing, and a lot of us seen Light Feet for years over here, but we don't get an opportunity to talk to somebody that's heavy in it and explain where it's from, the history, and all that. But first, we always start off with this question. What made you, E Solo, man? What made you, first of all, introduce yourself to the people and then what made you fall in love with dance? This is before your style, just dance in general.
All right. What's up, y'all? My name is E Solo, Team Rocket OG, one of the first Brooklyn Light Feet dancers, and just Light Feet fan as well as a dancer. When I first started dancing, I was in junior high school at a school dance, and they made a cipher, and I just jumped in it, and then I just realized how fun it was to dance and how fun it was to entertain the crowd. And then the second time I jumped, both are important. The second time I jumped in the cipher was another school dance, and I got cooked mad by this kid, um, and he was a problem.
What was the kid's name? What'd you say?
I forgot his name. I think it was Miguel. He was a b-boy though. He was like a fit b-boy, like he was like that. Grew up around stuff. Yeah, like those two experiences of like enjoying the cipher and getting cooked, that kind of like gave me the drive to go hard with this, and like it just taught me like both sides of the game like really early, like, and it just made me really want to be a great dancer, and that was it.
Okay, so we getting into E Solo, man, lifestyle, man, where you grew up. So one of my questions is to you, E Solo, and thank you for coming, man, and taking your time to spend some time with us and tell us the culture about Light Feet. So I wanted to ask you, man, give us some background history of where you grew up and where you come from.
Well, I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Um, I'm born and raised in a part of Brooklyn called Bensonhurst, which is where all the Italians and the Russians was at, like the Italian mafia, the Russian mafia. That where I grew up, it was a little bit better than other neighborhoods, but it was still very rough. And if you weren't playing basketball or hanging around the sons and cousins of people in the mob, you kind of were looked at as like really soft. Like no matter good or bad, um, Brooklyn was a really rough uh, when I was growing up, and I seen a lot of crazy stuff happen in my neighborhood. It forced me to venture out. And in my junior high school, I figured out a lot about myself, and I had started playing trumpet in junior high school. That playing trumpet led me to go into programs in the city. Eventually, it let me go into high school in the city, and like I kind of found the crowd that I wanted to be around, and like what I wanted to do there, and that's why I ultimately found Light Feet over time. Funny enough, before that, my first style of dance that I took serious was flex.
Flex.
Oh, okay.
So
Shout out to
the
all the
style that I
flexes
ever
out there.
took
Shout out
serious
to
was
all the
flex
flexes.
Brooklyn, and I found flex personally on the TV before YouTube existed and all that stuff, because we had changed our cable provider to Cablevision at the time, and there was these three.
Was it Flex in Brooklyn?
Yeah, there was these three channels, channel 66, 67, 68, called BCAT, and on B had Flex in Brooklyn. And I was fortunate enough to, watch Hyperactive and Most Respected and Unusual Suspects and Collateral. And then I had cousins that also did Flex. I have a cousin named Brook Baby, who's a rapper that was very close with Pumpkin, the Flexer. And
Pumpkin. Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I used to hang out at DJ Paco's crib and flex there. A lot of my family is from Bushwick, which is the other side of BK, the Puerto Rican side.
Uh-huh.
I used to go over there and dance in that neighborhood a lot and do flex when I wasn't in the city. But then I found Light Feed. When I found Light Feed, it was just it for me. Like my first style was mixing flex and Light Feed.
Gotcha,
And then
gotcha. Okay.
when there was a time with D Cole, who is the Light Feet cameraman and one of
Yeah.
the culture shakers of Light Feet. All of us were Light Feet dancers, but he had something called Getting Dark.
Okay.
And being a Get Dark dancer meant that you did Light Feet with other styles.
Gotcha.
So I'm one of the first Get Dark
So
dancers.
you a hybrid. You
Yeah,
came in
exactly.
basically as a hybrid. So you mentioned the name D Cole, right?
Mhm.
Back in the day, y'all videos be popping. We see you guys. You used to look like you were at like a center or something. So was D Cole? Did he also used to make the beats? Because I hear his name in the beats, like the D Cole. Was he also
So
a producer?
so the founding, like, all right. After speaking to someone named Little SNS, who to me is the Godfather beat, the first person to make a light feed beat was DJ Omar. But to me, the founding fathers of light feed beats are SNS and D Cole. Um, Little SNS, DJ SNS, a legendary Harlem DJ. He came to culture as a dancer and decided to start making beats. Him and Cole got cool, and Cole would start taking these beats and putting his vocals over the beats. And Cole would also make his own beats as well. Um, um, so those are the two, to me, founding father, godfather, light feet beat makers in the game. But D Cole was a lot of things. D Cole was the first light feet cameraman as well. He's the first one to come around with a camera. He's the first person to record a light feet battle on YouTube. He recorded the very first light feet battle on YouTube, and he's the first person to give spotlight to dancers in the 2000s in all five boroughs. Um, Flexers, light feet dancers, crumpers. He brought a lot of us together from that time.
So shout out to DJ Omar and SNS and to D Cole, right? And I heard a little bit about DJ Cole. I mean D Cole. I heard about that he grabbed people and he used to take them to Manhattan or something like that in a warehouse, and he used to get people to dance, and then he started to put these videos out and stuff like that. So shout out to them, man. So one of the other things I wanted to ask you, right? When it comes to what was about that? So how did Light Feet actually just change your life though? Like what did it do to change your life? Because you talked about the background history or whatever and how you grew up. What did Light Feet do to change your life?
Uh, well, I mean, for me, I'm a very creative person. I do a lot of different things. Play instruments. I sing. I've always loved dance. I'm into art as well. I've always been creative. And I think Light Feed is just a game that just gave me a way to be a creative and like learn personal skills, learn how to be a leader, and just to give me a lot of joy, man. Some of my funnest moments in like in my teens and 20s have been in Light Feed. Of course, every style has politics and
Yeah, yeah.
crazy stuff. There's always drama,
Yeah.
right? Like so we could always focus on that. But I think for me, also a really big one is that Light Feet gave my brother who has Down syndrome a place to dance, and I'm forever grateful to the style for for doing that. And yeah, and I also another thing that I've been really taking serious is that Lightfeet has given me a place to be a part of hip hop history. You know what I mean? I'm very grateful to be a part of the story of New York City hip hop. You know, so I'm carrying New York with me. I'm very big on New York culture, and you know, I'm just grateful to be a part of that. You know.
So can you give us a little bit of history? This is for the audience, for everybody. Let's say I've just turned on YouTube and I just turned to your video and I seen you dancing. What is the history of Life Feed? Like, are there any like pinpointed creators? Is this
Absolutely,
just
I
like
dates and
down?
time. So there's a few different versions of Light Feet. So the first version of Light Feet didn't involve any Light Feet dances. There's a guy named AG the Voice of Harlem who was an MC for basketball games,
Okay.
for street ball games like Rucker Park, King, Gaucho, all these different places, Millbank, and he made the phrase "Get the Light Feet going."
Ah,
And the first version the first version of Light Feet was you would do whatever you want while AG, the Voice of Harlem, hypes you up. It wasn't about any Light Feet dances specifically.
Yeah, okay.
That was in the 90s. AG's first Light Feet dancer, his name was Dancing Machine, and they would be dancing together in like 90. In
okay.
2003, the first Light Feet dance, Tone Wop, was made.
You
So
said
from
what was it called? What was it
the,
called? Sorry, I mean
the
the
Tone
toe.
Wop, Tone Wop, yeah. And,
Okay.
and that was the very first Light Feet dance created. From 2003 to about I could say 2006 is what I like to call the Get Light era. This is when people were getting light in Harlem. This is when there wasn't any structure yet. Dances were being created, and you know, like, the community came together. AG created a team called Team Light Feet where he got all of the best Get Light dancers and put them in a group together. And you know, the first place that Getting Light was done was Millbank ATM Live, and it was just like that. Then by 2006 there was a structure that was created. So from 2006 to 2008 is the first Light Feet era, the first golden era of Light
Yeah,
Feet, where there was a structure and system created, and where all five boroughs were practicing the dance.
right.
Those are like kind of like the origin. Everything started in Harlem. The Tone Wop was made in Harlem by a guy named Tone Wop. The chicken noodle soup was created in St. Nicholas Projects, which is in Harlem. The Aunt Jackie was created by Tone Wop's aunt.
Damn, all those dances are light feet dances.
Yeah, those are Lifey dances.
What about
The
the
bad,
Harlem Shake?
the bad one is created by battle rap legend T Rex. His brother, his name is Bad One, and he created the Bad One. So those are like the four first Lifey dances, and the Harlem Shake movement is created before that. The Harlem Shake is to Lifey what Bruck Up is to Flex.
Okay, so
So
Man, you're so
I
beautiful,
was gonna
man.
get
I
into
gotta
that,
clap.
Solo. I was gonna get into that because you guys have dances, right? Tone Wop that was created by Tone Wop. Then y'all got Aunt
yeah,
Jackie that's created by Tone Wop. Then you got the Harlem Shake that's created by the Go Crazy Boys. And then you had the Tic Tac Toe that's created by Mystery Man. And then Gangsta Lean. And I've seen
yes.
that dance before. Gangsta Lean that's created by Mr. YouTube. And then you got Pin Drop. So
Uh-huh.
that's what I was going to ask you about those dances, but those are the dances that I name and I know that I've seen kind of market. So, what are some other dances to go along with the culture of light feet? Like some more dances that I
Woo,
didn't
man, there's a
name.
lot. There's a lot. There's a lot. I mean, I made two videos called 50 Lifey Moves
I
Part One
seen
and
that.
Two
I seen that. Yeah.
that talk about
Wow, you said 50?
already 100 things. And then I'm getting ready to make 50 Lifey Moves Part Three this
Okay.
summer with Artifact as
I
well.
like that.
There's a lot, but I think the main popular dances that people will do now, the Rev Up, the Tone Wop, the Bad One, the Harlem Shake, which is not a light feet dance, it's its own dance, but they're in the same family of uptown dance culture. The All In, which was created in Brooklyn by a group called Wave.
Exactly when they do the
Yeah,
bounce.
that was created
I,
by
the
that was
all in it.
created in in Brooklyn by a group called Wave Gang, and trended by my brother, rest in peace, K Shakes. And then the Millie Rock, which was created by a drill rapper named Two Millie. The Lucky Walk, which is created by Lucky Banks. The Jono Clap, which is created by Jono.
Okay.
You have the Baby O Step, which is created by Baby O, and we do a technique, a phrasing technique called the lock-in. So you would see a lot of people do these things. Now, also another thing that I like to talk about is the
Mm-hmm.
combo system, the actual moves that we do. So if you do a tone wop or a rev up, what would follow it is footwork.
Mm-hmm.
If you do a bad one, what would follow it is body move. And then
Right, right.
what you can put in both are the light feet trends, like the all in, the John O clap, the Millie Rock, all those things, and our tricks, shoe tricks, hat tricks,
Hat tricks.
t-shirt tricks, and sweatpants tricks. Those 4 tricks. Those are like the main 4 tricks that we as lifey dancers do. So yeah.
So I want to go back a little bit
So
farther,
when
right?
you talking about
Oh, you want? Go ahead, Renee. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay, so
We're gonna talk about.
real
I
quick.
was gonna ask him something.
Are you sure, man?
Hey, go ahead. You go first.
Okay, so I just want
Yeah,
to
go ahead. Go ahead.
all right, my bad, brother. I want to go back just a little bit farther, right? Because
No, you good.
I always ask people this, like, what's their name? Where did their name come from? E Solo, right? Because you got this name from somebody. So where
Yeah.
did E Solo come from, or did you start with other names and then it turned into E Solo? How did E Solo come about?
So you actually hit it on the money. My real name is Elijah Soto, Soto.
Okay.
Soto.
So I used to call myself E Soto, Soto. And there's a legendary dancer named C Easy who passed away. And he's the creator of a team called Two Real Boys, and he's one of the founding fathers of the Slaughtery Park lifey movement, which used to happen at a park called Slaughtery Park. People from all over New York would go to this park. So one day, me and my friends from Brooklyn who were in a team called Team Rush, these were like people that came from like up to live. Yeah, these are people that came from like Coney Island. Coney Island and Bensonhurst are like this. Like they're
Okay.
very close to each other. They're like a block away from each other, basically.
Okay.
I would always be in Coney dancing with Team Rush. One day Team Rush Slaughtery. So we went all the way to the Bronx. We went to Slaughtery Park and I met C Easy. C Easy was like, he seen me dancing and I was going blood. He walked up to me, yo, what's your dance name? And I was like, oh, I'm E Soto. And he was like, E Solo? And then at that moment, I thought about it, and I was like, we used to wear these boots at the time called A Solos. And another thing that hit me at that moment was, well, there's only one me, so it's like solo. There's nobody that's ever gonna look like me and dance like me. When he had said that, all those thoughts got in my head at that moment. I was like, yeah, E Solo, E Solo, and that's just how the dance came about. It was kind of accidental, but I just love it. I feel like there's nobody that dances like me, and it kind of aligns with like the uptown fashion that people used to wear at that time, which was A solos, which are still to me a New York staple, like A solos.
And I'm gonna let
So
Renee
you
go,
just
man.
basically had an aha.
I'm gonna let you go, Renee.
Yeah.
But I want to say, E Solo, dude, you got great musicality, bro. Like you look so relaxed when you dance, bro. Like it
Yeah,
just come like
man.
I looked at a few of your videos. I looked at a few of your videos, man, and it just comes
Thank you.
naturally, man. You look so relaxed, man. But the main thing is, bro, it's just like you a free dancer. Like you got great. Hold on, great.
Thank you.
No, it do. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta big up you on that because it do come naturally and you seamlessly transition through moves. I see a lot of people, dancers especially, fumble on hat tricks and the shoe tricks.
Yeah.
You know, they don't do it naturally, but you seem to do things in the natural flow. And what I was gonna ask is about the culture in general. One thing I love about y'all is I gotta ask who started this. Why do every single person have like they special chant? I watch the videos and it get me juiced like I'm there.
Yeah,
Like I seen it when I first seen it. One of the first videos I seen was this kid named his name was Duck Sauce, and then
Duck-
everybody was Duck
yeah.
Sauce, Duck. Then somebody else jumped in. They was like Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones. They all had
Legend and my rival. That's my rival.
that's a rival, Mr. Jones.
man. If you out
But
there,
Mr.
shout out
Jones is
that sauce.
super legend.
Mr. Jones, shout out to Duck Sauce on them. So who came up? How did that come about?
Chants. So chants are just part of Harlem culture in general. This goes way before Lifey. When I spoke to a guy named Ralph, aka Mr. 5000, who is one of the first Lifey dancers ever, and he's also a Harlem Shake kid legend.
Okay.
Ralph explained to me that chants in general are just a part of Harlem culture, and you know, these are things that people would do in lunchrooms and during double dutch and all sorts of stuff like that, just a part of like Harlem stuff. I think two songs in particular that made chants very, very pivotal in the Lifey culture. One is called Harlem March by AG the Voice of Harlem.
Okay.
And this is where AG the Voice of Harlem has his soundbite, the no music,
Wait,
no
can we
music.
find it on YouTube? Can I
Yeah,
find
look
it?
up Harlem March by
Harlem
AG
Martin.
Harlem.
Harlem. That's one. And then the other one is another song called The 5000, which is curated by DJ Webstar and produced by the Drizzle and rapped on by Swag Kids. That song actually chanted the first dances, which was tone wop, tone wop, tone to tone wop.
Wow.
Bad one, bad one, bad, and it would chant these things. So songs like Harlem March, songs like 5000, those really put like a really big spotlight on Harlem culture and the chants that would happen. You know.
Hold on, let me see. Let me see. Is what it is?
Yeah, absolutely.
I had to put it up for the people.
Actually,
Yeah,
AG's soundbite from No Music was used on Beyonce's Love on Top remix.
Mm.
So if you ever hear Beyonce with Love on Top, and it's like no music. You ever heard that
Yeah,
one?
that no music.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's AG, the Voice of Harlem's soundbite from Harlem March.
So let me ask you this, bro. How it seems like Light Feet on the national level, without people knowing, you guys have the most like not even viral dances because this is before viral, but you have so much popular dances that are in hip hop. Like, what is y'all connection with music to do that? Because out of all the dance styles, you naming the toe wop, you naming this is seen all over music videos. People do it, and they might not even know where that is coming from. Light Feet, like, what is your
Yeah.
connection with Light Feet in the music industry?
So just to be clear, if we look at all five generations of hip hop dance in particular, the five generations of hip hop dance in New York City are b-boy, hip hop, which is like the normal hip hop where they like the stand up hip hop, Harlem Shake, Light Feet, and now drill, which is sturdy and sexy drill dances, like those type of things.
Okay.
Um, what Light Feet encompasses is a certain time, a certain music, lingo, fashion, all of these things in New York City that was pretty much led more by Uptown, which is more like Harlem and Bronx. Before that, if you look at regular hip hop dance, regular hip hop dance is more curated. It leans more towards people in Brooklyn.
Mm.
The best hip hop dancers come from Brooklyn. If you look at Wreck and Shop, those are all Brooklyn
Buddha
dancers.
Stretch, right? Ain't Buddha
Yeah,
Stretch from Buddha?
exactly. So, but
Yeah.
that's still a five borough dance, right? But I could say that the leading dancers from that time were from Brooklyn, so it has more of an influence. If we connect that to the music, from the Harlem Shake era onto the Lifey era, came Bad Boy, Rough Riders, Dipset, a lot of uptown, a lot more Harlem and Bronx based labels were
Mm.
making these songs. Terror Squad with Remy
Mm.
and you know, like it was, if during that time Harlem and Bronx from in like the early 2000, late 90s, early 2000s kind of led that musical movement. So that kind of translated into the the light feet movement as well, because light feet took a lot of mannerisms and things from the Harlem Shake, from hip hop, from b-boy, but most of the mannerisms that we got in the feel of light feet comes from Harlem Shake. So we kind of emulate that music from that time. Eventually music shifted and it became a little bit more universal because light started existing during that little transitional period when things started like turning back into drill. But for the most part, it's if you relate what we are to the actual hip hop that was happening at the time, it would be more uptown New York artists.
Okay, so I seen you, right? I'm looking at you, right? I'm drawn into you, man. You got my attention. I see musicality. I see all this in you, right? You just got it, period, right? So I looked at this battle on YouTube. You got E Solo versus Jay Smooth, right? So y'all put on a performance there, right? There's no doubt you got
Mm.
the musicality, man. And then shout out to Jay Smooth too, man, because he did something that was crazy and it caught my attention. Like y'all was actually putting on a performance, even though y'all was battling. And he did the it was like a wrestling trick or something like that, right? It was some type of wrestling thing on there, and then it was the battle was by my it was who threw it? It was I got it written down right here. Mindless thoughts and media and arts.
You're talking about Joe Smooth,
Yeah,
Joe
yeah,
Smooth,
yeah,
Joe
yeah.
Smooth. Joe
Go
Smooth is
Smooth.
a
I'm sorry. I'm
legend.
sorry for the correction.
That's
Go Smooth. My bad.
yeah, yeah, nah, yeah, that's the goat.
So then I wanted to say this too, right? One of my questions was this to you, right? So when you're going into these battles, right? Because sometimes we get mentally prepared. We be around a group or something. We probably have little, battles before we enter in the battle or whatever. So what is your mind frame when you're going into these battles? Like, what do you think? How do you prepare yourself for it?
So in general, I actually do things I feel like a lot more comfortably and a lot more like just self preservation as opposed to like so there's a few things that I and these are like my lessons that I teach a lot of my students. Number one, I never go into a battle to win. I go in to compete,
Got
right?
you, got you.
I go into a battle to make memories. I don't go to win. Dance is a subjective um genre. It's not objective. You're not going there to make points and to whatever. You're going there to create memories. And I always say the currency of street dance is memories and moments. So that's the first thing. Don't go in there trying go in there and be the most remembered because you could even lose, but if nobody's talking about the other,
Right.
it doesn't matter, So for me, that's the first thing. The second thing as well on a competitive level, I have some rules about how to compete. So my goal as a dancer is to always look different from my opponent. The only time I try to outdo my opponent is when I know I can 100%. So, for example, right now, let's say, Rodney, if I tried to battle you right now, right, I would never try to battle you coming super swaggy and smooth. That's your thing, right? Like you're much more smooth and swaggy than I am. I would come with more tricks and more of an aggressive thing. You understand? Now, if I saw you do shoe tricks, I would be like, "Oh, I'm about to do shoe tricks," because I
Right.
know I could do shoe tricks better
Yeah.
than someone like you. Understand? So
Yeah.
it would
Yeah.
just have to make sense. But otherwise, my goal is to look different from my opponent. If they come aggressive, I'm gonna pull up smooth. If they come up
Right.
smooth, I'm a be aggressive. You know what I mean? Like if they come in with tricks, and I know I'm better than tricks, I'll do that. But if like for example, if somebody's coming like a b-boy and they're trying to be mad athletic, I would never try to do an athletic move and be like, well, I could do that too. It doesn't make sense. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
So the real goal for me is to look as different as possible, sway the crowd,
Way
and
to go.
and make memories and moments. It's not really about winning. It's just about swaying your viewer and making them remember you the most in the battle. And if I could outdo you, I will, right? Because I know
Right.
So
that's
dancing
always my mindset
So
with that.
battling is not a competition thing too much. It's just feeling the beat. But you do study your opponent sometime, depending on, and then you go off of that when you're battling or when you're doing showcases or whatever the case may be in the crowd or whatever, right? So that makes a lot of sense. So let me ask you this.
Dancing, battling is just a competitive performance.
Got
Yeah,
you. Got you.
I like that.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Solo, because we all get to that point, to right,
Yeah,
where we're moving up in the ranks and battling or showcasing or whatever competitions, right? So, what was your most challenging battle, showcase, etc., right, in competition or whatever? What was your most challenging?
I always have like a list because I've had some tough ones. Um, um, so one was like to me my most difficult loss that I had to take was a guy named Top Villain, who is a legendary Long Island life feed dancer, and this is a guy that I came with everything that I had, and he just beat me. It was just like there was nothing that I could do. So that was
Just
my
one of them days. It's one of them days, right?
it just didn't matter. Like, and he had so much stuff like it didn't matter what I did.
So, was it? Wait, one more time.
It
Can I
wasn't even
interject?
like a day. I did good. I did good, and it didn't matter.
What
Like
was
he was
what's his
just
name? One
so
more
Did
far
he
time.
ahead.
do some insane, like some
His name is Top Villain.
So
He's one of the
shout out
villain?
Top Villain,
greatest
man.
lifey
Shout out
dancers.
Top Villain. Top Villain.
Another battle. There's two more that I like to talk about. One battle that really marked my career for a long time was when I battled Storyboard P at D
Oh,
Cole's event Dark Wars. Um,
Yeah,
that event that
that's on
left
YouTube, brother. We
yeah,
seen that one.
right. That
What
battle
was it?
left
With the
me
mutants?
as the guy that got cooked by Storyboard P for a few years, right?
yeah,
And I
yeah.
had to fight out of that reputation and earn my respect
Right,
as a
right,
dancer. So it really taught me how to be and respect the game. So I
right,
really
right.
love and appreciate that battle. And then the last loss that taught me not to sleep on anybody was against the legend Larry Smooth, who is the king of hat tricks. When I battled Larry Smooth, it was 2009, and I slept on him. I just thought I could beat him, and he beat me bad. So it really taught me how to just like don't sleep on anybody. Anybody could beat you. It doesn't matter.
That's
Like
right.
don't
Yeah,
look at anybody like it doesn't matter how you are, how good you are. Anybody could have their day.
right,
So
right.
I never go into a battle and sleep on it, that one battle because I could have beaten Larry if I would have took that battle serious and labbed and whatever, But it's my fault, that I slept on somebody like Larry Smooth, who's a major legend. He's one
Yeah.
of the best dancers in the game,
Larry
and
Smooth, right? That's what you said his
treated it
name was?
a different
Larry
way.
Smooth.
Yeah,
Shout out to Larry
absolutely.
Smooth out there.
So those three battles are like my toughest losses and the losses that I learned the most from, for sure.
Okay, so
So when we talking about you battling, right, training, I want to ask this: Do you what is how do you come about it? Since we're on this subject, right? Are you a more of a how do you train? Are you more of a freestyler? Or are you more of a like set routine guy, or is it like a blend?
So it's a blend. And for me, what I try to teach a lot of dancers is that the best freestyle dancers freestyle and do things that they made up. You need to have both, right?
I agree. I
You
agree.
have to create, which is freestyling, and you constantly have to develop what you create and keep it. Don't just throw it into the universe, which is what a lot of people make mistakes on, is they don't keep what they make and develop it. So for me, my system to develop myself is lab train. So I lab up things, I create, then I train them, then I do them in ciphers and amongst people just to see if it works. Then I'll do it like in a battle or in a big setting, But that's
Right.
always my process is lab, train it, show it, and then take data and see if that works.
In science, we call that design thinking process. I'm also a physics teacher, bro. So we teach that all the time to the kids. Design thinking process. You
Exactly.
ideate, which is create, you prototype,
Mhm.
you test it out, right? And
Yep.
then you correct it, you test it out, and then you go back, you tweak it, and you
Yeah,
can go
you have to take data, and it's really important. You see what, for example, you guys talk about like how it looks like how organic I am with
hmm
the shoe and with the hat and stuff like that. But that took a lot of work. That was
yeah,
a
yeah,
lot.
yeah.
Like, I
I
mean,
can
it's
tell.
it's not organic. I just worked at, studied it, and laughed. trained it and showed it so much that I have it as a thing now. But that's not easy, and it's still to this day I still get nervous doing tricks in front of people, and I still work through a like the nerves and the shaky hands and the like you may not see it because I know how to perform and I enjoy myself when I'm
Yeah,
performing, but those nerves are still there, and
yeah,
that
yeah.
a lot of hard work that it took me to be able to do what I do that way.
So you elevating yourself, man, and thanks
So
for that.
yeah.
Right? You elevating yourself, man. And I'm looking at your your history, right, of years that you put in and going to showcases and battling, and then you making it. It seems to be to Red Bull and stuff, man. So what was that? The Red Bull dance, your style, and Johnny Inc. I mean not Johnny, Turf Inc. Turf Inc. I'm sorry, Turf Inc. Shout out to Johnny Five or whatever. Shout out to Johnny Five. And so you're doing the Red Bull.
Juanicito, Senor Boots.
How would you say? What'd you say?
As we call him, Senor Boots. Johnny be wearing his boots and he be up to Johnny Bravo. That's the homie.
Look, so when I went to his Battle Blood and I seen it, I was like, "Hey, that's dope, man. That's dope. Like a cartoon character or
Yeah,
something like that.
Johnny
That's
be
dope.
fly.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
So how did it feel, man, to actually be in an all-star showcase and your talent to be showcased on with Red Bull? How did that make you feel, man?
So this in particular is my fifth Red Bull event, and this is my third dancer style.
Okay,
I'm the first Lifey dancer to be in dancer style in one of the first dancer styles, which was in 2019.
got you.
And for me, this one in particular in New York meant a lot to me because I was the first person and the first I was the first battle and I had the first round in the battle. So it's kind of like I got to pop off the New York event, and it just made me really want to be very light feedy and not very abstract. I wanted to be kind of more cliche and textbook just because I wanted to give the New York vibe. Like, this is New York, this is what you're gonna get when you come here. So it meant a lot to me. Once again, I never go to Red Bull to win. I go to Red Bull to make legendary moments, get paid, and have a good time. You know what I mean? Like, so if I
Oh
win,
man,
great, I'll take it.
bro, you
Right?
killed
Like,
it, bro. You was dancing to Missy Elliott, bro. And I'm talking about everything was on point, bro.
but I lost that battle. I want you to know that, right? I lost that battle.
Dude,
And I really want you to understand. You see how powerful that is though,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like,
most definitely.
nobody cares about losing.
Yeah, they
Cares
care about the
about
performance,
People
man.
care about the legendary moment,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly,
This is why I
exactly,
say never go in there to try to be the winner
exactly,
because my
exactly,
aside from the winner, right? My footage is the best footage from that event. You know what I
exactly.
mean?
Right.
Like
And,
and I
yeah,
take pride in
and just naturally doing
so
it, man. And then
that's why I say, yeah.
my bad, brother. I didn't want to cut you off because I think it's like a glitch in there or something. It seemed like you talking, then I talk or something. So my bad.
I think it's just a little bit delay sometimes,
Yeah,
bro,
Just a little
but that's all
bit.
right.
But go ahead, Shep.
yeah. But you was dancing to what's that? The Missy Elliott. I'm really hot, bruh. Like I'm talking about like everything was on point, man.
Yeah.
You seemed like it almost seemed like you had God hand right behind you, man. Even with the hat trick from the back. Like I showed my
What's that?
dude, dude, dude. Hey, look, man. Listen, man. You know me. So E Solo, me and my wife, we watching this, right? And she like, he's good. I know we got to start watching
Yeah.
him right now. So you start liking it, but no, but no, but you hit it right on the point though, right? Because you could a person can have their attitude to go in the battle and everything, it comes out to competition, right? But memorable moments, right? And just being you and freeing yourself like you doing and you put out there, that's rememberable to me. I can see that, like, right? So it's not about who won the battle, but kudos to, who did win the battle or whatever. But what you did was, man, you just showed your talent completely, man, and it was noticeable, man. And thank you for that, man.
Yeah.
That was a real that was some real musicality there, right there, man. I liked that. I like that right there.
Thank you. And for me, a lot of people want to be a legend, but then nobody has legacy. Nobody has quotables. You know what I mean? If you want to be a legend, legend means legacy means quotables. You know what I mean? So that's the rule to be a legend. If you want to be the best, that's different. You could be the best,
Right.
but being a legend is having legacy.
It's
So
it's
that's what
almost
I go
like
for.
it's almost like I think because people like, and shout out to Tupac and Biggie, and like, some people they like to hop on waves and things like that. But what it sounds like you're saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, like, it's all about just your personality, your character as a person, period. How you show the love for the game and the dance culture, and it'll show it right back to you. You know what I'm saying? Because you can always enter the game
Absolutely.
would like they would say quantity over quality, right? The quality of a person, a being, a supreme being, yourself, like, and being a lovable person to the game, man, and then you'll get that right back. And that's what it's all about, right? So we wanted to, in Turfn 101, connect everybody, right? Because we all dance and we all show love to each other and to explore the cultures like we're doing right now when it comes to like feet. So man, thank you for that, because I can appreciate that right there, what you just said.
Absolutely. And I appreciate that. I think for me, uh, styles like turf and light feet and flex and jukin and crump, a
Right.
lot of styles from like the late '90s and the early 2000s.
Hmm.
They're super legendary, and people like to take a lot of things from our styles, but they get very overlooked as major styles compared to you know hip hop, house, b-boy, popping,
Yeah.
and locking and those things. And I'm very on those styles as being equally legendary, and
Right.
I'm very big on those 2000 styles. So, it's actually just I want to reverse it as well and say that I'm actually grateful to be connected with you guys because when I first started getting into what turf was, Nan Shep was like, like those are the two names that you hear, you know what I mean? Like and when I started trying to learn about what turf was, I saw tutorials from Raw Nay and I saw
Yeah.
footage of y'all dancing and so as well, I want to say like I'm grateful to be connected with you guys, and I got to give you guys your flowers as well for being legends and pioneers of this style as well.
Yeah, man. From our end, you know what? Like a lot of the people that started this in our first generations, a lot of them bro are dead and in jail. So we had to find a way to kind of hold the culture together while
Absolutely.
being outside. And it's a lot of people that even the young generation they don't know about and things that moves that they don't know about. So what we try to do is reach back into history and be like, okay,
Yeah.
although we are here before us, there were these people.
Yeah.
How it even could popping, because we boogalooing and robot and strutting is from over here. So it's like, hey man, our father grandparents was up here getting down. And
Yep.
things change with music. Just like you mentioned that before. A lot of styles change with music. But it's gonna transition me into my question because you're still flexing. I mean you're flexing, you do flexing, broke up, let's say life feed. How is that energy? How do they take you in the community? Because you started off as like flexing, and is it more views now, or are you still like not too many hybrids?
So a lot of I became a full life feed dancer in 2014 where I dropped flex, but a lot of my base mannerisms and performance etiquette and things that I do come from flex. I think that so I'm a part of a team called Team Rocket, and Team Rocket is a very hybrid team, and we all have created a lot of abstract light feed styles. And I do think that alongside myself, people from my whole team, our print on our fingerprint on light feed is very strong. Just off of like when you think of Team Rocket, the idea is being different. Like if somebody joins Team Rock, when somebody would join Team Rock, they would try to change their style to look weird. When people have conversations with us, they always try to find the deeper meaning of what they're doing and how to be different and how to stand out. And I think that like the mannerisms that I have, along with a lot of my teammates, like Keenan, aka Silencer, K Shakes, Richie Rich, Dark Light, Grab. There was a bunch of us in that team. Q-Tip. There's a bunch of people, and we just all have like a really abstract mindset in general, that we respect the game of Light Feet, and we learn how to make it ours in a very special way, with still respecting the traditions and cultures of the dance, you know?
So, so man, it seemed like you could know a lot of, history about Light Feet, man, and you seem well rounded and grounded in the culture, man. And I'm gonna tell you right now, from me to you, man, I really, really respect that. And and even a shout outs, man,
Nah,
and acknowledgement, man. I'm real thankful to hear that, man. And it's people before us when it
Yeah.
comes to turfing, man. And like we said, we just want to put it out there, man. And thank you
of
for
course.
giving us our flyers. And like we said, man, it's people. There's a lot of people before us, bro. You know what I'm saying? And we just want to put this out here, man. And one of the questions I wanted to ask you too, because you were saying, because we have right here on YouTube, right? It was E Solo versus Turf Beaver, right? So, what was your experience?
Hey,
What was your experience like?
shout out to Turf Beaver.
Yeah, shout out to Turf Beaver. Shout out to Turf Beaver. What was your experience when because you said you started to notice turfing through Turfing 101 and the tutorials and things like that. What are other places that you may have seen turfing? Because it's a few platforms out there. Get Wet. You have of course Turf Inc. Shout out to them. So where
Yeah.
did you first see? This will actually be Renee's
WBA.
question or whatever. If you want to ask it, Renee, when it comes to turfing. Well, I'll say
Go
it.
ahead. Go ahead,
Oh,
brother.
okay. So what was your first um, you seeing a dancer or your first battle with a dancer? Because right now I see it's just I see E Solo and Turf Beaver. So what was your first turf battle experience or seeing it or yeah.
Yeah, Turf Dance is to it.
Yeah.
So I grew up in the like YouTube first got created. And for me, rest in peace, Neem.
Yeah,
And
rest in
That's
peace,
shout out
man.
to Get Wet.
Mhm.
Um, that was the first that I was able to watch turf on. I think Get Wet was moving very fast at the time, and giving like a great spotlight to turf. And there would be a bunch of videos alongside flex videos during that time, like in the recommended video.
um,
And when I the first video I saw was of retro dancing.
Again, shout out
Uh,
Renee.
Alonzo. Shout out to
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the first that I saw Turf, and I thought it was Flex at first because he was bone breaking, but then when I watched further, I saw him do a lot of the dances and the other things that
Yeah.
exemplify Turf, and I saw that it was in Cali. So I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. This is not Flex. A different style. So I got very intrigued by that, and then for me, I think the big bang of everything was rock paper scissors for New York and Cali's 2000s. I think it's actually very pivotal that Flex and Turf got cool, and it was actually very pivotal for the dance styles that were coming up during the YouTube era. I think that connect was very important, and I was, as a fan, I was able to witness a lot of those things happen. I was a young teenager watching these things on YouTube and just getting blown away by what was happening during that time.
And yeah,
So
and you know
that's kind
what,
of like
man? Even
my
even
first.
with oh, I'm sorry, I thought you had a pause in there. I was going to say, even with retro,
No,
bro.
no, no. Yeah.
even with Retro, man, and Get Wet, right? But specifically Retro, man, I want to give him his flowers too, man, because he went on what's that show called, Renee, that he went on and he was dancing on or whatever?
America's Got
Got
Talent.
talent. That's right.
America's Got
Yeah.
Oh, he went up there, man, and he got some backlashes for certain things or whatever the case may be. But he was going up there repping turf in his way, and he was actually a student of turf, right? So even the OGs, from our perspective, right,
Mhm.
we really saluted him, right? Really salute him. So man, I just want to say shout out to Retro. Wherever he's at, I don't have no contact with him right now, man. But if you out there, man, shout out to you and what you did for Turfing as well, Retro, man. And I just want to give him his flowers because he really
And
he really
he was
showcased.
different.
Yeah, really, for real. Yeah,
But what y'all didn't see on speaking on Retro on America's Got Talent is Retro when he first started, he brought magic tricks into turfing.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
right.
Never
yeah,
seen it
yeah,
before. Like
yeah,
he'd get on the stage, light do it. Like for us, we were already older and we
yeah,
knew tricks like body tricks, tutting,
yeah,
but
yeah,
he
yeah,
actually was doing mid round magic tricks. It was wild to
Yeah,
me.
right.
But then I also on the flip side, I seen New York dancers. I seen like flip zone with some people also that did magic tricks. To me, which
Yeah.
was
yeah, yeah.
crazy. I was
Right,
like,
right,
but that should be a dance. Like sometimes we can be on different sides, kind of collaborate, thinking the same type of way, and you get the same type of body movements. But
right,
for you
One
right.
thing
guys,
I
it's like,
noticed, I don't
mhm,
mean to cut you off, but one thing I noticed about the 2000s, this happened in Light Feet as well because we had shoe tricks, but I noticed that all the styles, the 2000s dances really developed and harnessed props as a
wow,
part of
yeah,
dancing. Like,
yeah.
and I think that was something that was like kind of our contribution to street dance on a deeper level, like the advanced level of object manipulation with dancing, you know? Sure. That's definitely something that I think many style like flex with hats and light feet with shoes and things like that. Like, these were things that I think every style like from that time really helped with the object manipulation, in dance.
I wonder how y'all your style life feed didn't pick up on like tutting. Do you notice mostly every other major style kind of the young generations it skipped y'all? Why is that? I don't never see a lot of it.
So actually, which is why I say bad one is upper body. When you would do the bad one, we would do hand movements. Some of it would look like tutting, but a
Mm-hmm.
lot of it was just a lot of random hand bad one specifically. If you ever watch battles of me do the bad one, like I would do hand movements like this
Yeah, 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 yeah.
thing.
Mhm.
That's all stuff that with your bad one in particular. So we weren't necessarily like tutting,
Yeah,
doing a lot of like hand
yeah,
movement.
yeah. You still do. You connected. You still having like yeah,
There was still some type of hand thing there, for sure.
Oh, he went out. Oh, there you go.
So yeah,
So you
yeah,
did
yeah.
there
bring
we
up
go.
Yeah.
you did bring up earlier that you teach the classes and stuff. So when you teach classes and you have students under you, right? So what do you teach mainly? Do you just teach light feet dancing, or do you teach like a multiple dancing, like or just light feet dancing?
So my main goal is to help my students become the best version of themselves when
Right.
they learn from me. I don't generally classes. I do either workshops or privates, which is like my main source of income with dance. And for me, my goal is to always help students become the best version of themselves using the scrolls that I have. So whether it be light feed or shake or Harlem shake or gliding, these are things that I've done for a long time, and I have like a very ending of. So those four things in particular are things that I teach, mainly light feet and gliding. But I have taught people how to Harlem Shake, and I've directed them in Go Crazy Boys direction and taught them the history of Harlem Shake. I have taught tricks as well. So those are kind of like things that I teach, and I prefer doing privates and workshops over weekly classes because I'd rather have people that are very invested in learning, as opposed to just like coming and trying things out.
Man, I'm about to go Snoop Dogg right now, man.
Yeah.
He's solo. This nigga don't miss, man. This nigga don't miss.
Hey, I'm about to go learn some of this shit, man.
The
You
best
said 50
version,
moves part three.
the
Watch
best
what we
version
do.
of yourself.
Do.
Hey, I love that. The best
What?
version of yourself, E Solo, right? Just becoming a good person, period. Vibing with people, bro. Cause to me, my perception, man, that's what it's all about, bro. So man, I'm going Snoop Dogg, man. This nigga
Yeah.
don't miss, man. He say all the right to the back. He flip it. He don't. He knows where it's going. This nigga don't miss.
For sure, but didn't we here now on his neck? You spun it here. You did something where you put two shoes on the top of the knee and slid down your leg.
And then
I'm like,
the shoe
you got.
or something, man. It was like, yeah, man. Hey, you dope,
Then he was
man.
in the crowd waving it.
Yeah, man.
I
Bro,
appreciate
we in actually one we getting up to the time, bro. We ain't gonna hold you. So you know, I got Shep. You probably got one more question. I got one question to ask you, bro. If you could battle anybody, past, present, future, right? As you have it, who would you battle and why? It could be anybody. James Brown, Michael Jackson.
past, present, and future.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, there's that I would battle. I already storyboard who's in my favorites of all time, but the other two would be a prime Mr. Wiggles and a Fly. Those two dancers are some of my biggest influences as a dancer. Um, and to be able to just be in the presence of a prime Mr. Wiggles,
Shout
or
out
like
Mr.
Battle
Williams.
of the Year 2004, you know,
Salah.
like those two guys for me. If you look at my style, I made a post about my 10 biggest influences, and those three dancers, Storyboard, Salah, and Mr. Wiggle, are huge in my dance. So, you know, like those two guys, if I could battle Prime Mr. Wiggles, Prime Salah, would be my.
Rob, and you got 150 moves for him.
I got more than that.
You said part 50 moves part three. I know at least you got 150 for that ad, right?
That's just foundation, you
Right.
know. It's
So
way more than that.
Yeah,
since
yeah.
we're
But
coming up in time, man, we is there anything, man, you want to promote, man? I'm sure you got some things going on. You probably got some upcoming battles or some classes that you teaching, et cetera. Like anything that you got going on that you want to tell the world and that they might be interested in looking or for it to come when it comes up.
first off, I just want to say shout out to Nate. Yeah, this is like very legendary. Uh, really big moment for me. I appreciate. If you ever want to learn light feed from me, you could DM me on IG way to get me. I also have a 3-month course called International Earth Academy, where if you want to take light feed and learn all the aspects of it, you could go ahead and apply for that. You know, it's not free, but it's kind of like a college course, and it's something that I highly recommend to a lot of dancers. And yeah, like I'm kind of in a place right now where if the work comes, it comes, but like I never need to pump things. Like if y'all want to learn, hit me up. I like organic connection, and I like that. So whoever really wants to do it, just hit me. Not Hollywood.
Right.
Well, man, big shout out to you, man. Once again, thank you for blessing us with your presence, man. East Solo, legendary life dancer, you know. In fact, go look him up on YouTube, man. Watch his videos and everything. Man, the man is fire. I'm telling y'all, he's fire. I might have to add a clip of you at the end of this. Like,
Respect, man.
Yeah, we appreciate you, man. Thanks for taking your time, man. It was an interesting interview, man. Thank you very much.
I had a great time, man. It's good talking to y'all.
Most
what
definitely,
on my
brother.
brother?
All
All
right.
right.
Turf, turf, 101. 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 Turf.